Hey guys, how are you doing? So, ever since what happened in Venezuela and Maduro getting captured, countries around the world have been a little worried of the US because they're afraid that Trump would do the same thing to them as he did to Venezuela. And one of the countries that is a little worried of America right now is Denmark, because there's a whole situation going on between Denmark, America, and Greenland, and it's a really big story that's going on right now. But that's not the only story that's happening in the world right now, because, for example, France is planning to ban social media for kids. We also have Germany that's gotten 3 of its banks stolen in like 2 weeks. It's messy. So in this summary, we'll tell you what happened today, and let's get started. Well, you have to start with my story because the drama is getting bad. Denmark, I don't want to be a part of the US. Don't worry, Greenland, we're not gonna make this happen. Denmark, we are getting Greenland. Please, no, I'm scared. Yeah, we do have to start with this story because the whole world is talking about it. Because Trump came out and said that we need Greenland for the US, and he said that he wants it for national security.
We need Greenland for national security. Not for minerals. We have so many sites for minerals and oil and everything. We have more oil than any other country in the world. We need Greenland for national security.
Trump even need Greenland? Well, Greenland sits between North America and Europe, so any missiles that are coming from Russia would pass through Greenland. But the thing is, the US already has a military base there, so what else could it be? Well, Greenland also has rare materials, like very rare minerals used in phones, computers, and weapons. So maybe that's why Trump wants it. But thing is, Greenland itself is small. Like, Greenland only has 57,000 people living there. And because it's super small, it belongs to the Kingdom of Denmark. So Denmark basically owns Greenland. But Greenland runs itself while Denmark protects it with its military and like foreign policy stuff. So basically, Greenland is getting a lot of help from Denmark, and Denmark owns Greenland, right? And as we mentioned, Trump said that we need Greenland and he wants it as a part of the US. But the thing is, 85% of people living in Greenland do not want to be in the US. And Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen even said that, first of all, Greenland is not for sale and that any threats against allies must stop. And most importantly, the US has no right to get Greenland from Denmark. But because Denmark saw what Trump did in Venezuela, they're a little worried about what could happen there. Like, could Trump send his military to Greenland to take it by force? We don't know. And Denmark is a part of NATO, so I don't even know what's gonna happen if 2 countries in the NATO attack each other. But it's wild, guys. And even countries like France are saying that Greenland belongs to Denmark and Greenlanders, so the US shouldn't take it. But still, Trump has been doing whatever he wants to do recently, and countries are a little worried that he would do the same thing in Denmark that he did in Venezuela. Like, imagine Trump sending military forces and like kidnapping another president. Yeah, it's wild. Also, before we get to the next topic, a lot of you guys mentioned that from my last video, I was supporting Maduro or like saying that arresting Maduro isn't bad. No. I don't like Maduro. He should have been arrested a while ago. He's a dictator who did a lot of horrible things, right? Like, I cannot even list them in one video. He did some really horrible stuff. So Maduro does deserve the punishment that he's getting, right? The thing is, I'm worried about Venezuelans. I'm worried about what the US would do in Venezuela when they get their oil. And some of you might even tell me like, oh, mind your own business. We know what's best for us. Understandable, right? And I hope that's the best for you. And that's what I really hope. Like, I hope Venezuela doesn't turn into another Iraq in 2003. So yeah, just had to clear things up with you guys, right? Okay, now that you talked about them, my turn. Talk about the social media ban that we're thinking of. Okay, that's another big story because France is thinking of banning social media completely for anyone under 15. But you might ask me, why even? Well, France's President Macron said that social media was linked to violence, mental health problems, and harm to young people. And thing is, this isn't even the first time that France tried to ban social media, because they've always had problems with social media. And back in 2018, France basically banned phones in preschools, elementary schools, and middle schools. And then in 2023, they passed a law named Digital Legal Age of 15. And basically that meant that kids under 15 needed parent permissions to use social media. and that all platforms had to verify like the kids' ages. But then the European Commission came in and said that, oh, this isn't the same as the EU laws, so you cannot really do that. So France basically scrapped that law and it didn't really work. But as you know, Australia did it. Australia banned social media for anyone under 16, and the law blocked TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, X, Reddit, Twitch, and a lot of other social media platforms. So I guess France saw that and they were like, huh, we can do that too. We can ban social media for kids. So they're working on it. And apparently on January 19th, so basically in 2 weeks, right? They will have a voting session and they will vote if this must become a law or not. And if this becomes a law, basically anyone under 15 won't be able to use social media at all in France. This is the start, because it started with Australia and now France is thinking about it, and other countries too are thinking about having this as a law. So what do you think? Like, is that going to become the new normal now that social media is banned for kids? And do you think that this is even a good idea? Let me know. Okay, the France story is done. Okay, now my turn, because how the heck did 3 banks get stolen from in like 2 weeks? This is embarrassing. Oh yeah, it is embarrassing, because guys, 3 bank heists happened in Germany in like 2 weeks. And the problem is, no one was caught. Like, they're gone. No one caught any of the thieves. Like, let's start with the first one. So on December 17th, inside of a local Sparkasse bank, 2 safety deposit boxes were stolen. And you know the safety deposit boxes are like the little boxes that are in banks. Because for you, for example, you don't want to keep something at your home like gold or watches or jewelry. You just give it to the bank and they put it in those safety deposit boxes because they're basically more safe at the bank than in your house. But at that Sparkasse bank, 2 of them were stolen, and inside of them were gold bars. And apparently, no alarms were screamed. No doors were broken, no one ran out of the building, the person just stole the gold and left. The police even suspected a 22-year-old former bank employee. They even searched his house, questioned him and everything, and they were like, yeah, it's not really him. And they released him, and they didn't catch anyone yet. But that was not all, because then 13 days later, there was the biggest heist, maybe in German history, at also a Sparkasse bank. Remember I told you about the story earlier where the thieves brought a huge drill and they broke through the concrete wall and they stole 3,250 safety deposit boxes. And inside of those safety deposit boxes were gold, jewelry, cash, family treasures, and at first, the police said that 30 million euros worth of stuff were stolen, right? But then a few days later, investigators said that, okay, maybe the stuff were worth over 100 million euros, which makes this the biggest bank heist in German history, which is crazy. And thing is, the police hasn't caught anyone yet. But problem is, that was not all, because at another Sparkasse bank as well, on the same day, there was another heist. But this one happened in the middle of the day between 12:45 p.m. and 1:10 p.m. And apparently the bank was open, customers were nearby, and the thieves just went in and apparently they stole 4 safety deposit boxes. And again, no forced entry, no broken locks, nothing. The thieves just went in, stole what they wanted to steal, and just left the bank. Like seriously, Sparkasse Bank, do something about your security. Like 3 heists and no one was caught? Honestly, this is this is a little wild. Well, you gotta talk about me not releasing an iPhone 18 this year. Honestly, that's a good last story because there are rumors, and the rumors have some information that came from like Forbes and Mac rumors, so they're legit, right? And in those rumors, it says that Apple will not release an iPhone 18 this year. And the issue is, Apple has been releasing a new iPhone every single year since the first iPhone was released. So what, like it's been 20 years? And apparently they're blaming it on a new advanced chip called a 2nm chip, because like this chip is super expensive and smaller than ever and faster than ever, so like they have to get that chip to make the iPhones, right? So I was like, okay, so apparently they won't be making an iPhone this year, right? But no, because apparently they will be making new iPhone 18s, but not like the normal iPhone 18, not the basic version, but the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max. So I guess they're gonna use those 2nm chips for the Pro and Pro Max while delaying the iPhone 18 release, the basic model of iPhone 18. I guess that's their plan. But thing is, it is still big because it's the first time they don't release a basic version in, again, 20 years. But thing is, Apple is also releasing a new iPhone, a very new iPhone, like a fold iPhone, like, you know, just a phone that you can fold it. Apparently Samsung did this like what, 4 years ago or something. Yeah, Apple is finally releasing one this year, and it does look cool, right? Like I saw the pictures. They're not official pictures, but it would be cool to have a fold iPhone. So I guess that's why they're like, we're not releasing a new basic model this year because we have a lot of lineups coming up. But yeah, it's still a story that I wanted to talk about because in the first time in almost 20 years, Apple is not releasing a new basic model. But honestly, now thinking about it, I really wonder how similar will the foldable iPhone be to the Samsung. Like, will they make the same thing? Will they just steal Samsung idea? I don't know. It will just be interesting to see. But anyway, that is it for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for more news summary, and I love you all.